Hello everyone, and thank you so much for coming and watching. We've looked at count if, sum if, and filters, okay? And today we want to teach you how to use pivot tables. So pivot tables kind of summarizes all these other formulas and make your work even easier. If you have not watched the other videos, please go at the top of my head and also go by the end of these videos. You will see the other videos that we designed for you. And of course, we are going to be looking at pivot tables in two ways. The first way is how to do your pivot tables out of your main data to another sheet. And at the same time, we're also going to be looking at how to do your pivot tables just beside or in the main data sheet. You would now decide which one suits your work environment or which one suits your level of understanding, etc. Of course, let's jump in so I show you what I mean.
Okay guys, this is our Excel, and here we have from column A right up to column E, and we are going to be designing a very quick data or analyzing this data using pivot tables. Okay, so one of the criteria of using pivot tables is that you will need to click inside this data, and like we saw in the first video, we saw that our columns are read using the letters. Okay, so we have from column A right up to column E. So if you click out of this data here, you cannot use your pivot tables. It will not affect, okay, the pivot tables will not pick the data. But if you click within this data anywhere inside this data, okay, and before we go there to click, you have to understand your tables before you use pivot tables, okay, and make sure your table is organized, your data is organized. So here we have name of organizations A right up to C, means there are three organizations A, B, C. We have a type of organization, which is UN agencies, international organizations, and national organizations, okay. And then here we have the different activities that they are carrying out: protection, wash, and education. And then here now we have total boys that they all reach out to, total girls that they have reached out to, okay. So now we want to analyze this data. We'll be analyzing per the name of the organization, comparing boys and girls, per the organization type, comparing boys and girls, and then per the activities, comparing boys and girls. It means we want to know what each organization have done, and want to know what the agencies have done, and want to know what the activities have done, okay. So we'll simply come here and click, like I said, anywhere in this data and go up here to insert. Remember, I told you we'll be using home, insert, and data regularly. So we go to insert, and then we come to this option that says pivot tables, and we click, and then we say from table range, and we click. You see what happens? Pivot tables is able to come and identify the data automatically, okay. It goes to that range and identify it. So there are two ways that we can create this table. We can start analyzing this data from a new sheet, and we can start doing it from this existing sheet, this particular sheet, okay. But I want us to start by doing it from a new sheet. If we come here now and we choose here new sheet, and then this is the range that we have seen, the data has already picked this range here, and then we say new sheet, and then we click OK. It brings us now to another sheet here. You see now. So while we are here, this is our original data. Let's go there and you see this is our original data here, right? So the moment we click inside, choose pivot tables, now it brought us here, and then it created a new pivot table for us. Okay, so here now I'm going to come here and I click. Okay, before I click there, I want to show you something. Our pivot tables has four areas. It has filters, columns, values, and rows. So these values here deals with anything that contains numbers, okay. So it sums it, it times it, it minus it, etc. It gives average, etc. Then the columns deals with text, maybe names of organization, type of organization, and activities, okay. And the rows the same thing. So our advice to you as you're watching this video, just be trying something. So we'll try. The first thing we'll do here, we will take this organization name and bring it under column here. See what happens here. So it places organization in order of columns. So you see column A, column B, column C. So it brings organization in order of this column. If we remove this organization from column and bring it under rows, you see it changes here and brings it under rows. So you see row A, row B, row C. Are you seeing now? And then if we automatically choose the boy and then bring it under values, it tells us it sums up already, okay. So it's doing the summations very quick, okay. So it brings here, it tells us here that organization A reach out to this amount of boys, B reach out to this, C reach out to this. If we take the girls again and bring it under here, you see now it sums up again, okay. So take note of this. Now that it has summed up, we can come here again around this sum up and then click this small icon that look like a small V down, and we click. Once we click, it says value field setting, and we click. You see, it brings up now this other field here that we have here. Okay, so it tells us here that we are working on sum of boys. Okay, so if we want to get the average, we can just click and we click OK. You see, my data now has changed from the sum to average, so it gives me average boys. So I can also come, you see, so here if you look at my data, it changes to from sum to average under here. So under girls we still have sum, right? So I can come again and I click again small here, and I go to my value fields, and then I also take average and I click. So it changes this one to average. So they can say we want to know the average boys that organization A has met up, or the average boys that organization B has met up. So we can click there and choose that option. We can still come here and want to look at the maximum value, and we still click there. We come to maximum and we click. You see what happens? It goes and brings us the maximum values. Among all those values, it brings us just the maximum values. Okay, let's go here and see what happens to that table. So if we look at under boys here, the maximum values are 200. Okay, there are 200, 300 and 400. So we come here, there are 200, 300 and 400. You see now, so the smallest values are maybe 50, 129, 140, 180, etc. Okay, so it comes here and pick only those values that are maximum in organization A, organization B, organization C. Okay, so we can come back here and then just change the fields back to sum. Okay, and we click OK, and it turns back to that. So it sums it up now instead of giving us average. Another thing we can look here is we can now come back after we have done this, go to this small option that says design, and we click. No, sorry, that says pivot table analyze, and we click. Now when we click on this option here, we will come here to field items and we click, and then it says calculated field, and we click. Now when we click that calculated field, here I want to put total children. So I want to create a quote that will give me total children here. So I want to sum all the boys and the girls to give me total children here. So right here now, total children, that's the name I want it to appear, right? So it says insert calculated field. So the name I want it to appear is total children. Okay, so I'll come under here that says formula. Now then I'll choose boys. Okay, and then I come to insert field and I click. You see, first of all I would like to delete this. That's 0, so it's off. So I simply choose it and I insert, and I come here now and I put shift plus on my machine, and I come again and I click girls and I put insert. You see that it's already showing me total children there. The name I wrote is already showing me that I want to plus these two values. Okay, and once I click OK, calculated item fee could not be created because another item or fee. Okay, perfect. I had created another name of that, so I'll put S here to make it unique. So I've put S, now I'll click. So it now created that calculated fee. I had created another calculated fee, total children, using the same method. Okay, so I have added S here to make this value unique, because if I use the same name, it will not go. It will give me query like you saw. So now we have another field here. So that's how you can do it. So if I come again to my pivot tables, okay, now here we are dealing with organization and total boys and girls. So if I come again to this data and I click inside here again, and I still go to my insert pivot table from range, and then new sheet, worksheet, and I click, you see that I create another worksheet. So this one, that the previous one is organization, ORG, we can give it that abbreviation, and then this new one, now we want to look at the type of organization. We'll see, put it in under row, and then we'll bring the boys and then the girls, and then we choose any of the totals because it's the same, right? And then we'll bring the total children. Okay, and then we put there. You see, that's it. I want it to fall under here, but anyway, it's fine. Okay, you understand it, right? So here we have total children, we have total boys, total girls, total children, but I really want this to appear at the end. So just remove this. This is how you can still remove, right? Or why not just put total children? Okay, we'll just put total children. So it gives us this value. Okay, so this is how you analyze. So here now, you see that we have two pivot tables. We have one for type of organization. I'll put type organization. So I've created two pivot tables. I've created this one, okay, which is organization. I've created this other one using the order sheet method. So now I want to do the same analysis using the same sheet method. Okay, so I'll come here, click here, go to insert, then I click my table range, come here, and then now I shift it a little bit. I want to create the first value around here. You see my mouse? So I'll say existing sheet, and I'll click, and I'll come and reference the existing sheet here. You see around here, and I click OK. You see? So whatever I'll be doing now will appear here. So I'll see, come again, take my organization name, take it under rows again, and then I bring the total children. Okay? You see? So this is the analysis I've done here. You see? I can still come to this same pivot tables again. I click insert again. Okay? And I still select, and then I go again. I want to do existing sheet, and I want to do it down here. So I reference this area. I want it to appear again here, and I click OK. And this time I want to choose organization types again as well. Then I want to choose the children, total children. Okay, so you see that we have created two beautiful tables just beside our main data set. So this is how you can still do this analysis to get all your analysis around the table, so you can be looking and comparing from here. Okay, so these are the two ways that you can create your pivot tables. Always take note of this. I hope this helps, and I hope that it was really impactful. Thank you.